You ready to talk about the big three?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Although Nintendo comes under the big three, but yeah.
First of all, okay, last year they're like, maybe, we don't need to have a big live press conference. We'll do like a really cool pre-recorded thing, It was a little cheesy. It had some like of those weird little jokes, showed some games, but it was fine. This year, they're like, we don't even need to do a press conference. We don't even need to do that. Let's just slowly, over the course of like 6 or 7 hours, unveil way too much information about a single game. So, we got like 20 minutes of Pokemon, but that doesn't count. Pokemon, sure, in brief, it looks nice. It's a new Pokemon game. I will say I like that the trainers are visible during the battles. So like there was one battle where like there were people watching from the sidelines, and I thought that was cool and immersive. Otherwise, the new Pokemon are cute. The new graphics look great. I do like that you can change the color of your skin, and you can be a boy or a girl, and you can be like any race. Otherwise, it's a Pokemon game. It looks good. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. One of the most anticipated games ever, probably. I mean, every time there's a new Zelda, everyone loses their shit. People will buy a Nintendo console just to play the next Zelda. For the first 20 minutes, I was hooked. This was incredible. Then they took about a 15-minute break, and then they came back, and then they showed about 20 minutes more, and I was like, yeah, awesome. Zelda's so cool. But then, every 10 or 20 minutes, they would just stop, wait 10 or 20 more minutes, and then come back, show more and more and more, to the point where I was like, okay, I get it. Like, we've played video games before, they're not telling us anything that we wouldn't discover within 10 minutes of playing it on our own, and so it's such an important part of the Zelda games, I feel, is that sense of discovery. For the first time ever, in a E3, I felt like they overshared. I felt like there was too much information, and I honestly turned it off after a while because I want to, be a little surprised when the game comes out. Part 2 is interesting. They showed a little bit more. Pokemon Go looks fun. I'm excited to, I hope that there's some Pokemon that are only available in England, and so when I come to visit you, there will be Pokemon there that we can catch there, and then if you come to New York, we can run around the city and try to find some Pokemon that are only here. Like, I like the idea of it. It seems fun. Again, they showed a little too much. One more game, they showed Ever Oasis, the new IP for the 3DS.
Okay, I didn't see much about this, so tell me more.
It looks interesting. One of the guys from one of the original Final Fantasy games, I think, is the one directing it. It takes place in the desert. You're this kid with kind of special abilities who can go through the desert, collect materials, and then kind of build this oasis kind of town in the middle of the desert. So as you build, it's kind of like Zelda in the sense where you go and you go through dungeons, there's puzzles, but then you can come back to your village and make it bigger, and then more people will come, and then they produce more stuff, and then you get more money, and then you go to more dungeons. Different characters you meet along the way will have different abilities, and I think you can have a party of up to 3. You can switch out on the fly, so it's a one-player game, but you're walking around with 3 people, and then, this person can't open that door, but then you switch to this person, and then they can open the door. The graphics are kind of like really cutesy. I saw some people hated the art direction. I thought it was alright. I kind of like the main character's little horn hat.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think it's quite cute, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's nice to see Nintendo trying something new in a world where all they do is just recreate their old successes, so maybe this isn't maybe the most groundbreaking, mind-blowing thing ever, but at least they're trying. I'm happy to see them doing something different.
Yeah. Xbox. Microsoft.
Emma knows me very well that I'm a hardcore PlayStation person, and I know Emma very well that she is a hardcore Xbox person. But I think this year there were some things that both of us, could open up our hearts a little bit.
They started off by showing their Xbox One S.
Yep, which already I was a fan of. I like that it's smaller and relatively cheaper.
HDR gaming ready, 4K, good price, $299. That's in dollars. I don't know what it is in pounds. But yeah, that's a good price. It's a lot more reasonable than before.
Now it can compete with the PlayStation now.
Yeah. It looks nice. It looks good. I'd like to see it in black. More colour options. Then they moved quickly into Gears of War 4. Now this looks good. It definitely looks like it's back on track. It's more in place with the series rather than like Gears of War Judgment, which I don't think did so well. This one looks really good. I really liked how when they used the disc gun, I don't know if you noticed, it bounced off the wall, killed the guy. That was cool. Really cool, yeah, nicely done. Kind of like pool, but you get to take someone's head instead of a ball. At the very end there, was that a glimpse of old Marcus?
I think it was.
That is cool. Yeah.
I do have to say, I appreciate that one of the main characters is a woman, and that it's about like this woman trying to find her mom. Like that seems like a very like whenever I think of Gears, I think of like big muscly bros and just like violence and blood. But like this girl just wants to find her mom. Like I thought that was a cool thing to have in what's also just this like big muscle like bullet fest of a game. Like it's got.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was a good step forward, maybe for what I imagine Gears of War to be otherwise.
I've noticed that it looks like a lot more colourful. I played the beta, like the online. It was a lot of fun, really good. Definitely while I was playing it, one of the first things that I did say was how sort of colourful it looks in comparison to the old ones. I mean, you didn't really see so much of that when you watched the actual gameplay at E3, because obviously they were outside a lot. There was a lot of like red dust and smoke sort of coming over the screen, so it still looked gritty and Gearsy, you know, which you want to see. I think it's out October 11th, and there is an Elite Gears controller. Yeah, just a snazzy little controller that some people might like. Then you've got Xbox Play Anywhere. They were banging on about this all the time. So basically you get a copy on your Xbox and then you instantly get it on Windows. Obviously, like, Microsoft are trying to jump into that whole like Steam gaming type thing. They realise that it's moving onto computers quite a lot. So I think they're just sort of trying to jump in on that. To make sure they can sell to people that have got a PlayStation 4 as well. Recore,
that looked interesting. New IP for Microsoft, always interesting to see. How does it work? I guess you have the core and you put it in the different animal robots, and then
you recore it.
Here's the core, you recore it. Yeah. Seems cool.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really said much about like an actual story, like essentially what the point is, but I'm sure they'll say more about it as the time gets closer to it being released. They are saying though that it is going to be Xbox's Metroid, which is cool.
That's a tall order. I mean, the sheer volume of Metroid games and the history it has.
I mean, if you're going to compare it to Metroid, people are going to expect good things.
Hopefully they can back up that claim if they can make it.
Moving on to background music. This is a big deal. So Xbox have added features. And people are excited about this. Essentially, you just like set up your own playlist, and then while you're playing your game, you can have your own music running through the game. It's Xbox 360 used to do it anyway. It was always good when you were playing like a racing game or something like Rocket League, you know, just smashing about, listening to your own tunes. So yeah. I was sat in a room with somebody who actually like literally screamed when background music got announced. So yeah, he was very excited.
It's the little things.
Minecraft.
Yeah, you know, Minecraft, it looks cool, the new stuff looks cool. We all know Minecraft, we've all seen Minecraft. Yeah, you know, we get it. They spent a little bit of time, I guess it has the zones now, the texture packs, Minecraft texture packs, that's cool. You can make it look like a city, you can change the zombies to aliens. That's all cool. It's Minecraft, it'll be fun.
Custom remotes, that's pretty cool. I really like that. So you can get whatever colour you want, you can change the colour of the actual toggles themselves, the buttons, everything. You can completely customise it, you can get your own name written at the bottom. You've got Cuphead, that's like a run and gun platformer. Everyone's really looking forward to that. It's like a highly anticipated indie game. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. It looks pretty cool. There's another one called Slime Rancher. I'm really unsure on what this is.
Slime Rancher, I didn't see that one.
You're supposed to be set like thousands of light years away from the Earth, and you make a living wrangling slimes.
Are they cute slimes, or are they...
like balls of slime. In the trailer I saw them shooting like chickens with slime. I don't know when that couldn't be fun, so yeah. You've also got Shadow Tactics. It's a stealth-orientated real-time game. You have Figment. It's like a surrealist game. It looks really artsy. Graphically, it looks amazing. Like, I noticed that they were using Dali's ear, like that kind of drawing. It was really cool. Then you've got The Culling. That looks cool. It's like a battle royale style first-person shooter. So, like, last man standing. Yeah, it looks good. You've also got For the King. It's like an adventure game. It looks kind of like 3D GameCube-y style graphics. It's like turn-based combat, so that should be quite cool. You've also got Beacon. It's a sci-fi action, like roguelike sort of game. You've got Bloodstain. It's from the makers of the Castlevania series. Okay. Yeah, I don't know any more about this, but I mean, it's Castlevania, come on. Yooka-Laylee as well. Have you heard of this?
Ukulele, yep. It's from the Banjo-Kazooie people. Yeah. Yeah,
and it looks like Banjo-Kazooie. It's immediately what you think as soon as you see it. Apparently it has like minecart levels as well, like Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We Happy Few.
We Happy Few. I've been excited to talk about this. This is one of those that made my solid PlayStation heart kind of flutter a little bit. But it was a great trailer. You know, it looks straight up like these kind of dystopian future films that I'm all obsessed with. So, like, or even like 1984, like Equilibrium, like taking the pills to control your mood. Like, I love that. And, you know, having the piñata. You see the piñata if you're on the pill, but then it's really this like dead animal. Like, oh, it's going to be a weird and creepy game.
I mean, I've been looking forward to this game for a long time. I mean, I love the concept, obviously. Like, you take joy. Like, the powers that be are trying to keep everybody happy, and they keep everyone happy by forcing them to take, like, medication to keep them happy and, you know, easily sort of controlled, I guess. And if you don't take your joy, everyone turns against you and things get very sour and sinister quite quickly. Yeah, I love the look of this. It looks really, really good. Set in England. Way. Yeah, I'm 100% going to get this. I've been looking forward to it since last E3. Sorry. Yeah, Gwent, the card game from Witcher. Now, I'm happy about this because I love Gwent.
I know you were playing Witcher last. I saw you a year ago, and you were still playing Witcher. So the card game, I guess, is a big part of it, and
I mean, it doesn't have to be a big part of it. I mean, you don't have to play the card game at all. But people have really got into this, and my boyfriend always used to say to me, "Why are you going from tavern to tavern just playing card games? Like, why aren't you actually playing the game?" It's like, because they're just so good. So yeah, I'm really pleased that it's actually like a multiplayer thing now. You get to play this with other people. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you enjoy card game based games but you never played Witcher, I suggest you check it out because you'll definitely enjoy it. Dead Rising 4 looks good. Looks polished. Yeah, it looks like it's got all the things that it missed before. You know, the combo cards look amazing. I really like that there's indoors and outdoors again. That's really good. You can't go wrong with the Dead Rising game. What I'd really like to see is, before there was an online multiplayer mode called like TK. He was like the announcer all the way throughout Dead Rising. He hosted like a game show. He was one of the bad guys. And you could essentially do like a multiplayer mode where you just did all these different game show rounds where you just killed loads of zombies, so you would like run them over in a car, and it was just loads of fun. So I really hope that they bring that back, something along those lines, just where you get to bash about with other people online just doing stupid game show stuff. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, oh man. That really made me want to, you know, drop some money on this Xbox One S that's coming out. Just like the way they presented it, you know, if you could compare it to the Ghost Recon thing where, you know, it's a scripted thing and everyone's saying these like really dull lines. This is like, we got like 6 people, we just gave them the game, we recorded their reactions, and it's like people are having fun, they're like having like ship battles and like trying to patch up their ship before it fills with water and like exploring this like pirate world. It seems very in-depth, very intricate. I love pirates, and this is like finally just a game about pirates. No distractions. You're a pirate, your friends are pirates, you be pirates together. It looks really, really fun.
I love that you have to work together, that it's communication based. I mean, if you don't communicate, you aren't going to get very far.
Somebody needs to pull down the sails, somebody needs to steer the ship.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. I mean, if you're not talking, I don't see how you'll actually get anywhere in that game, so yeah. It looks really, really good. Yeah, and I agree with you. The demo, I really loved how they did that. I thought it was a really smart idea. Like you say, in comparison to something like Ghost Recon, just, so much better.
So many games are very serious and very dark. This one is just like, you know, people used to play video games because they were fun, and this one actually just looked fun, so I'm excited to see some joy back in in gaming.
And also Project Scorpio.
Yeah, that was a nice little tease at the end there. They said it's the most powerful console ever. They said it's coming out like in 2017. They said all this big stuff. They didn't show anything. It's just a bunch of words right now. But
words that people are getting super excited about though. Something to look forward to. People definitely weren't expecting it. They've been underplaying 4K gaming for a while, really, haven't they? They've been saying, it's don't expect it type thing. So obviously now they've brought out these two consoles. They're saying, yep, 4K gaming's coming. Yeah, it'll be virtual reality ready. It's supposed to be in high resolution as well. I believe that the launch date isn't going to be till Christmas 17. So it's quite a long time to wait.
Well, that's fair, because they're just releasing the 1S, you know.
I mean, I'm also starting to think, why would you bother buying the 1S if the other ones... You got Project Scorpio coming out. But, you know, some people always want new technology, so I'm sure that the 1S will do perfectly fine.
And am I wrong, or did they mention that, like, the 1S will, like, the Scorpio will support Xbox One games, so that, like, no matter which one, if you have the Xbox One, if you have the 1S, or if you have Project Scorpio, you'll still be able to play all the same games.
It's very important, Miller, that no one gets left behind. That was pretty much it for Xbox. It was okay, it was cool. The staging's always good with Xbox. It's kind of like a cult thing now, you feel like.
Let's talk about Sony.
Yeah, okay, let's talk Sony.
So, last year Sony had all these insane announcements. Shenmue 3, of course, Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake, all this stuff. You were thinking, how could they possibly top it? This year, it was a whole other animal. The room is very dark, and this giant orchestra starts playing a terrifying, extremely scary song, and it's just like, it sounds incredible. There's nothing on screen, and they played for a good 6 or 7 minutes before anything even happened, and just like the overture of it all, it really kind of got you into this mood where anything is possible, and I was on the edge of my seat. And then for them to come out with this trailer, this kid, and then this voice, and then as soon as you see the face of Kratos, everyone loses their minds. God of War, it's the next God of War. It looks just like The Last of Us. Like, they changed the gameplay style. They changed, like, so much about it. So, and the way it is now, it just looks incredible. Like, it seems much more rooted in story, a little bit less just, like, of a smash 'em up or whatever. I like the whole, you know, it was a very emotional trailer, forcing the kid to kill the deer, and it just kind of set the tone for the whole Sony press conference, and already people are just like,
obviously they started with God of War. It looked fantastic. It looks satisfactorily, like, brutal. It looks like you're gonna have some really good gameplay. It looks like it's gonna be really nice to play. Yeah, I'm pretty jealous about that for sure. And there was Days Gone. They showed a little bit about that. So that looks like a sort of zombie biker. So you are a biker.
You're a biker in the zombie apocalypse or something.
Crazy fast moving zombies. Wow.
Just the sheer volume of the zombies that were on screen, kind of, I think that is what kind of shows how the hardware works, you know, and just how much the system can process, because there was no frame slowdowns or anything. It was just like unbearable amounts of zombies just running straight toward you. The Last Guardian, another game that they've been showing for over 5 years. At this point, maybe it's 6, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the end of that trailer, when they showed that second bird dog thing, I lost my mind. I was like, you know, there's another one? Is that not The Last Guardian? Like, what is it? So, and then, of course, the best part of the trailer, the release date, October 25th. It's happening. We're going to get to see what this game is all about. Dreams come true.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, no. Yeah?
Yep, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's 3 words that don't sound like they go together, but somehow it makes sense. It was nice that they showed a very solid like gameplay mission. Here's the start, here's the mission, here's the end. We got to see a good little chunk of it. The mechanics of hacking into it when she like had to get one to ride, and then she like did something and then it's like orange cells turn blue or something. That was really interesting. I love like tying it down, you know. I think it looks great. I can't wait to play it.
This is where I started to get a bit envious. And actually for the first time ever wanted a PS4. Yeah, Detroit. Oh, it looks amazeballs. I don't even know what to say to you, Miller. It looks so freaking good. Like LA Noir type sort of choices where they're so important, you know, they're so detailed. Every choice is you really have to think twice about what you're going to do. It looked incredible. When he came out of the elevator and you saw his jacket, I was just like, oh my goodness, like Uncanny Valley. It's just too good, too good. I'm just so jealous about this game. I need a PS4 just solely to play this game, just to play this game. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade my Xbox. No. I just want them both.
I mean, you know, Quantic Dream, they always, like, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, you know, everything they've ever done has this, like, hugely ambitious, very highly conceptual, very ambitious plot lines and gameplay. And I think now we're at a point technologically where, you know, the PlayStation 4 hardware can actually keep up with an idea that big and that intricate, and it just looks so smooth. And the fact that even what seemed to be the best option, which was, you know, saving the girl and killing the other robot, the last thing the other robot said before he died was, "You lied to me." So there's even this, like, kind of emotional core at it where it's like, there is no real clear-cut answer. What is good, what is bad? Like, it's going to be up to you. It looks amazing. The sheer volume of possibilities that they thankfully didn't waste a lot of time explaining. They just showed that there are that many possibilities. So there's a lot to discover in Detroit.
So then they showed Resident Evil Biohazard. Now, for a second, it took me back to Condemned. I know that you didn't play this. This is like an Xbox 360, like, original. This was a great game, like, super scary. You used to roam around indoors, like, with just a torchlight. You would use like pipes off the wall as weapons, and you would hear footsteps, and then you might see somebody like run across, and then they'd like run at you screaming, and it was horrific. Amazing. So yeah, that was my initial thought when I saw this game, and then I started to freak out, and I was like, oh my god, this can't be a PlayStation exclusive, there's just no way. Thank god it's not. So Xbox fans, it's okay. Don't panic. We will be getting Resident Evil Biohazard, and it looks incredible.
I almost fell out of my chair when the Resident Evil title came up at the end. I was like, no way!
Yeah. PlayStation VR.
Yeah, they breezed through a few cool looking games. Farpoint looks interesting. Yeah. Kind of like like a giant spider in the future, running around space shooting things. Looks good.
I don't know if you noticed how they had a little dig at Xbox there, mentioning that all of their consoles are already VR ready, so every person already has like VR capabilities already in their home if they have a PlayStation. So yeah, that was a nice little kick in the teeth right there, just to add that one in for any Xbox fans watching. I've noticed that PlayStation VR, the headset is available October 13th, but that is in the US. So I don't know about England. I don't know when it's coming out here or anywhere else.
I would have assumed it was all the same, but that's interesting.
They made a real clear point though of saying it's available October 13th in the US. So, yeah, I feel like they've obviously said that for a reason, so as not to excite people elsewhere. We'll see what happens there though.
I hope we all get it very soon.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got Star Wars VR, Batman Arkham VR, Final Fantasy VR.
Yeah, and those three, you could lump them all together. They were experiences, so I don't think it's going to be a full game. I think it might be like a 30-minute kind of tech demo, essentially.
Right.
Like, I think the VR experience for Final Fantasy 15 is just like one mission, and the X-Wing VR mission, you know, and they didn't really show anything of Batman, so that could be anything, but...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Oh, I'm so gutted about this. I can't even begin to explain how gutted I am about this. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3 remastered. You lucky bastards.
Hey, you know, I was wondering what happened to Sony's old mascot. You know, he used to be all over PlayStation 1. Like, you know, he's been gone for ages, and then there's the PlayStation All-Stars, which is essentially Super Smash Brothers with a bunch of PlayStation characters, and he wasn't in it. You know, Crash wasn't in it. I think there was some kind of weird rights issue or something, but he's coming back. You know, so that's exciting. Skylanders, whatever. If you like Skylanders, you'll have another character. It was nice to... I wish they had shown a bit from the remaster as opposed to from Skylanders, but they probably don't have anything to show yet. It was just nice to hear that Crash is coming back. The curtains open. A platform is there, a big ramp. Someone starts walking down the ramp, and it lights up with every footstep they take. The logo on the screen slowly comes into focus. Kojima Productions. It is Hideo Kojima, and all he says is, "I'm back." And then they show this trailer, which is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. It's like an art film. I don't know. It's you see the oily hands, and then you see the naked guy with
the baby. Well, that's so weird.
He has like a digital umbilical cord like attached to this baby, and then the baby's gone, and then he has a scar on his stomach, and it's Norman Reedus. I'd like to shout out to whoever online tweeted Norman Fetus. I think that was one of the funniest things of the week. And then it says, you know, Norman Reedus in a Hideo Kojima game, and you're just like waiting, like, what is it? And then it takes such a long time, and then finally it hits you with the title, Death Stranding. I honestly felt like it was a religious experience watching that trailer, just like after all the bullshit that Konami put Kojima through, and all this like stuff with Metal Gear Solid 5 and barring him from the award ceremonies and everything, for him to come out with this was just like, Sony's just letting him do his thing, and his thing is unbelievable. So whatever that is, I'm excited.
It looks incredible, like some kind of a weird nightmare dream. What was going on, like you say, no one knows.
The 5 floating figures in the sky, like everything about that was a question mark.
But oh my god. Oh my god. Then Spider-Man. For PlayStation 4, this is a Spider-Man exclusive. Looks fun. There hasn't been a good Spider-Man game in a long time, so...
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 1, I think it was the PlayStation 1, was the first time you got to really swing around the city, you know, go to the top of the Empire State Building and jump off and see how close to the ground you can get before you swing away. That was super fun. Every single one since then has been like kind of not as good, not as smooth, wanting to be that energy, and this one looks like it might actually pull it off. The graphics are incredible, and
definitely.
all you need is good graphics and swinging around the city, and hopefully a bit of a good story, and then it should be a sick game.
It should be, yeah. So, yeah, I'm 100% jealous. The PlayStation conference was, without a doubt, the best.
It focused on the games and the players, you know.
Is there anything, like, that you were particularly, like, what's your favourite thing that you've seen?
Definitely my favorite thing of the whole thing was the Death Stranding. The Kojima's entrance, and then the trailer itself, the music, everything just... Like, I'm still, like, kind of freaking out about how into it I was.
Yeah, I mean, it was epic. It was really good.
What was your favorite moment across all the conferences?
I mean, I'm super excited about Resident Evil. I'm really excited about We Happy Few. I'm really looking forward to that. And, of course, Sea of Pirates. Or Thieves, even. Sea of Thieves. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. And if I had a PlayStation, I would literally be, like, going insane about Detroit. Yeah. Actually insane. So, yeah, they look really, really good. Anything that you missed, Miller? What were you hoping to see that you didn't see?
I would have liked to see an update on Shenmue 3. There's been so much, the Kickstarter happened, it was very successful. Yeah. You can only assume they've been working on the game for this long. It would have been nice to see like a little update. Here's a little bit of gameplay, here's kind of more what you can expect. Yeah,
people were expecting to see this. I've heard a lot about this in the upcoming weeks, the E3, predictions and stuff, and this was always coming up, so yeah.
Because that was the huge, like, game-changing reveal last year. It's like, yeah, let's just check in and see where it's at. But, I'm sure they'll show it when the time comes.
Yeah.
Any big misses for you?
Yeah, I feel like I had a few missing. Red Dead Redemption 2. Everybody's heard the rumours, we've seen all the leaks and stuff, so we were expecting to hear about it, but nothing came up, so that was a little disappointing. The Evil Within 2, again, I've heard a lot of rumours about this, so I was kind of expecting something, and obviously I feel that there's a lot to improve on from the first game, so I was pretty excited for a new one.
All in all, it's been a great E3. Maybe next year we'll be invited to the floor, depending on how this goes.
We can dream.
Again, my name is Max, coming from the US of A, and this is
Emma from the UK.
And we're the TransAtlantic Gamers. Stay tuned, we'll have more episodes to come. Thanks so much for watching, and see you soon. Cool. How do you end these things? Make sure you subscribe so that you'll never miss an episode, and comment below to let us know your favorite parts of E3 2016.